right, so how are you going to survive an edit? And there's actually a workflow that will help you stay organized and focused, and will prevent you from having to go and backtrack and fix things that you had already done. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create some folders, and you want to have a main folder where your project goes into, because especially when you are outside of the phone on desktop software, the desktop software needs to refer to somewhere to get the files, and once you have established them, you can't move them anymore and you can't rename them anymore. So setting up the file structure right from the get-go will save you a lot of headache down the road. So have a main file, which is the name of the video you're producing or the project that you're creating, and then give it 4 folders: one for raw footage, one for assets, that's like graphic, music, etc., one for the project itself, and one for the output, so the finished videos or the different versions you will create. That's step number 1. And then you create the project within the software. And the first thing you want to do is import your raw footage and lay down the track. And when I say lay down the track, what I mean is, in the instance of this video, I know that the meat of the video is me talking. So I will lay that in and I will edit that first. So I know what the beginning and the end of the video is and what's in the middle. And I will make sure that that is all in. And once I have what we call locked picture, meaning I have decided that this is what I want, then I'm importing the music, the graphics, and any kind of slides or photos or whatever goes in else. And depending on whether, let's say something where, it's very snappy and quick, you want to put the music in first, then bring the graphics in so the graphics can be cut to the music. If the music is just a bed that just happens to be there to give it a little bit more of an emotion or a sound bed, I will put the graphics in first and then put the music as a bed in. The last thing you do is the transitions, and the reason why is that when you change anything at all, and sometimes, yes, this is what I'm going to say, yes, this is all done, but then when I start adding the graphics, I'm like, let me snibble a little here, let me move this over a little there, and at the moment I do that, my transitions get lost and I have to redo them. So as tempting as it is to immediately make all the nice fades and swipes and whatever it is that you're using, do those last. And then the one thing I've stopped doing, I used to have a fade up at the beginning of a video. I don't do that anymore, because especially if the video goes on social media, if it's just hanging there and you cannot put in a custom thumbnail, meaning a custom photo that becomes the image of the video, it will sit on black, because that's the first frame. If you fade up from black, your first frame is black. So I now start with a hard cut, which is just wherever I am, hopefully smiling at the beginning of the video. That is my first frame now, no longer a fade up. You can fade out at the end, but not in the beginning. And it's worth it to just get all the graphics out of the way in the beginning. I actually pre-produce my graphics, like for a series like this where I have 20 videos. I've pre-produced all the graphics up front, but for the last couple of videos where I'm like, let me see how this goes, I might change the title, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But essentially, I have pre-produced all the graphics. And then I have them in one place and I can keep pointing to them, and it just makes life much easier. So if you are using a slightly different workflow, or you have comments on the workflow that I recommended, I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. And don't be shy. Talk to you soon. Ciao.